What?
What's going on, everyone? It's Fuzzy. Welcome back to yet another MLB recap. I cannot believe the amount of news that we have to talk about today. A trade went down. Albert Pujols is signing with the LA Dodgers. Corey Seager has a fractured hand. And Bryce Harper, he left the game yesterday with a shoulder injury. What happened yesterday? Also, make sure you guys watch the entire video because Nick Castellanos, I'm not sure if he's going to get fined by Major League Baseball, but he trolled Robert Manfred about as well as I've ever seen an active player troll someone. I mean, it blew my mind. I can't believe he's getting away with it because as we're standing, no fine has been implemented. If this is your first time on the channel, don't be afraid to hit that subscribe button. We do this every single day. This is the best place to be if you want to stay up to date on the game of baseball. Let's go ahead and talk about that trade that I brought up. Hunter Strickland of the Tampa Bay Rays, who is having a pretty good season in 16 innings. He has a 1.69, very nice ERA. He has 16 strikeouts and a very solid 3.06 FIP. So the reason why the Rays are trading him is they just don't have room for him, so the Angels actually benefit. A lot of people are saying that he is overrated. In my opinion, Strickland, he's good in the regular season, but when it comes to the pressure moments, yeah, that's kind of when he falls apart. Another transaction that happened, Albert Pujols is signing with the LA Dodgers, and this makes absolutely no sense because yesterday I talked about how he wanted to go back to the Cardinals for a limited, more leadership role, which is confusing because he told the Angels that he didn't want to do that, and now he goes to the LA Dodgers, so the same city but a different team. He's not going to be playing that often because they have Max Muncy and other players, so he's going for more of like a leadership role, and I just don't understand that. It makes no sense to me. I feel like he is ring hunting, but after all that he has done, I think that he deserves it. Now, speaking of the Dodgers, they lost a superstar yesterday. Corey Seager suffered a fractured hand yesterday as the Dodgers won 7-0. We'll talk about that in just a moment, but a fractured hand usually takes anywhere from 4 to 6 weeks to heal. So Mr. Corey Seager, unfortunately, he's one of my favorite players in baseball. He's going to be out of action for about a month. Now let's go ahead and recap that Dodgers versus Marlins game. So they get a bases loaded walk, and then Matt Beatty gets ejected for saying the umpire is bad. That is all that he said. He says to the umpire, "You're bad." And I guess he was in his feelings, and umpires have been on a power trip as of late. We all know that Corey Seager got hit, so we're not going to show that again. Max Muncy makes it 3-0, and Trevor Bauer took the game over from there. He was dominant. 7 innings, 2 hits, 0 earned runs, and 10 strikeouts. And also, pat on the back for DJ Peters. He was struggling in his first few games in the big leagues. He had his first RBIs yesterday. He's a massive human being, so if he can start hitting like he did in the minors, just prodigious home runs, I know losing Corey Seager is going to be a big time blow, but maybe DJ Peters can find his stride and start hitting him over the fence a little bit more consistently because he hasn't done it. Another injury I want to bring up, Bryce Harper left yesterday's game with a shoulder injury. Now, I don't really have an update. I tried my best to find one. If I'm editing this video and I can find a more recent update, I'll let you guys know, but as of right now, Bryce Harper is day-to-day with a shoulder injury. Now, to add insult to injury, the Phillies got shut out yesterday. The Blue Jays won 4-0. Skinny Vlad Jr. is an MVP candidate. Yesterday, he hit his 10th home run of the season already. Lourdes Gurriel Jr. and Reese McGuire, they make it 3-0, and Chatwood, just like Bauer, takes care of the rest. Some bad defense in the 4th inning allows Jordan Romano and the pitching staff to really just cruise into the final innings and make it pretty tough for the Phillies to make a comeback, obviously, because the Phillies got shut out. So not a good time yesterday to be a Phillies fan. You lose Bryce Harper and the game. We're going to go ahead and move on to a few contests that were settled via walk-off fashion. The Pirates versus the Giants. Brandon Crawford and Mike Tauchman, they make it 6-2, so I'm thinking there's no way that Pirates offense is going to be able to come back, but they get angry and they wake up the great Jacob Stallings. His 4 RBIs in the later innings, the first 2 tied up in the 7th, and then he had an absolute pimp job, a walk-off home run to give the Giants their 2nd consecutive loss in a row. So the Giants are now only a half game ahead of the Padres because the Padres won yesterday. We'll talk about that. And then the Dodgers, because they won, are 1 game back. So that division, it's going to be a mad dash to the finish line. The Tigers versus the Cubs, another walk-off. This game was going back and forth, back and forth. I'm not going to spoil it just yet. Matt Duffy has been so good for the Cubs as of late. He hits a 3-run home run to reclaim the lead for the Chicago Cubs. Old man Miguel Cabrera, Miggy, ties it up, and then guess who does it yet again? You guessed it, Matt Duffy plays hero ball. Up until Craig Kimbrell blows it, I was hoping for a just dominant comeback season, but of course, it's really hard for a closing pitcher to be perfect. So this is probably going to be one of maybe 4 or 5 blown saves for Craig Kimbrell. That was another walk-off, great for the Tigers, and I will mention that Akil Baddoo, he walked 2 times and got 2 base hits, so he was on base 4 times. Good for him. I'm an absolute stan. I'm sorry, I had to bring him up. The Astros and the Rangers faced off in a pretty fun game yesterday. The Astros come away with the W. They are now on a 5-game winning streak. Alex Bregman and Correa are both having comeback seasons. Luis Garcia, he has been fantastic. He goes 5 innings of 1 earned run ball yesterday as Kyle Tucker hit his 9th home run of the season. So if you go back in his last 120 games, he's racked up 22 home runs, 15 stolen bases, and a 120 OPS plus. He has been way better for the Astros than his older brother Preston Tucker. If you guys don't remember that name, maybe I made you just feel old. Joey Gallo brings the game a little close with a 3-run home run, but Ryan Presley is able to get the job done and save it as the Astros win 6-5 in a close ball game. The Red Sox embarrassed the Angels yesterday, slumping Alex Verdugo, who was 0 for 14 or something like that coming into the game. He had a no-doubt home run. Bobby Dahlbeck hit a ball probably 500 feet up in the air on a 2-run double, and then Franchy Cordero hits an RBI double as well. Bogarts, he made me legit shake my head and go, psh. Like, it's not even fair what he's doing. He's still #1 in all of baseball in base hits. That was his 9th home run. And then Rafael Devers, he hits his 10th home run. Just the Red Sox offense is not fair. Speaking of not fair, I'm thinking the Yankees are about to become that offensively now that Luke Voit is back in that lineup. Scary Gary, hopefully he can get hot as well. He drives in 2 RBIs. And Aaron Judge, he hits a 2-run moonshot, his 3rd of the series already. Now, if we fast forward, a double play saves it for Domingo Germán, who only gave up 1 earned run over the course of 6 innings. He has been really good. Again, a lot of you guys don't like him as a person. I'm in that camp, but as a pitcher, he's been really, really good for the Yankees this year. A balk adds more salt to the wound for the Orioles, and then Luke Voit drives in 2 more as the Yankees improve to 17-7 over the last 24 games. So it looks like the Bronx Bombers, they are officially back in business. The Rays, ooh, this was a close game until it wasn't. Let's go ahead and break that down. Luckily, the Phillies lost, so the Mets are not going to lose any ground in terms of their first place lead. Willie Adames, he hits a double, and then you have Austin Meadows with an RBI single, Randy Arozarena with an RBI double. So the Rays go up 6-4, and then Francisco Lindor cuts the deficit to 1 run, but unfortunately, he's not able to make the grab defensively. A lot of Mets fans are still iffy on whether they like Francisco Lindor or not going forward, and then Joey Wendell and Brett Phillips, they blowed open, so it was close, like I mentioned, until it wasn't, as Wendell and Phillips absolutely let the floodgates open. The Padres beat the Cardinals yesterday 13-3. Not really much to talk about. Tommy Pham versus his former team, Ha-Seong Kim. He has been showing some swag as of late. I love his home run trot. Austin Nola with a 3-run home run, and then Manny Machado as well as Austin Nola, they cap off the night. So the Padres and the Dodgers, they've both been playing well. The race for first place, like I mentioned, is going to be a wild one in the NL West. The Twins, I thought they were going to lose because Matt Olson got a 95-mile-an-hour meatball right down the middle. Mark Canha hit a home run, and then Matt Chapman played some fantastic defense. He saves the game momentarily for the A's with a web gem. And then Miguel Sano takes a daddy hack, a monster hack, whatever you want to refer to it as. A 3-run home run gives the Twins a lead, and then Hanzo Robles comes in and saves it. So a nice little comeback victory for the Minnesota Twins. The Braves beat the Brewers yesterday. Ozzie Albies will not stop. Oh my God, this guy has been so good lately. Freddie Freeman hits home run number 250 of his career, and then Ozzie Albies does it again. Ooh. Never mind. Jackie Bradley Jr. makes a fantastic web gem. Ian Anderson, the starting pitcher for the Braves, who was sensational in 2020 as a rookie, he takes a no-hitter into the 6th inning, goes 6 innings, 2 hits, only allows that 1 single run, and William Contreras might be having a better season than his brother. He goes to dead center. I haven't looked at the stats. So if I'm wrong, please call me out in the comment section down below. Another 5-1 ball game. The Royals versus the White Sox. Look at the Royals getting a few wins in the last few days. Jose Abreu comes back after colliding with Hunter Dozier, but unfortunately for Dozier, he is now in the concussion protocol. Hopefully he comes back soon. Salvador Perez has been the best catcher in baseball, at least power-wise. Over the last season, he has 20 home runs, a .306 batting average, and a 140 243 OPS plus in his last 76 games. Mike Minor was really good on the pitching side of things, only allowing 2 hits, and Carlos Santana is having an insane season for the Royals. This makes me really sad because he could have been Cleveland's first baseman, and Cleveland first basemen have not been very good. Santana is now up to 8 home runs and a 150 OPS plus. Here we go, some drama. The Reds versus the Rockies. We'll talk about Nick Castellanos versus Robert Manfred in just a second. Ryan McMahon, he ends a dry spell. We all know that he started off the season hot with the power. He kind of cooled off, but yesterday he added one to the home run total. Nick Castellanos hits his 10th home run, and Kyle Farmer hits a go-ahead home run. But then Josh Fuentes, who has been Nolan Arenado 2.0, Mr. Clutch Man, he ties it up, and then Nick Castellanos with a double reclaims the lead. The Reds survive and hold on. Now, I do want to show this clip because Nick Castellanos, he knuckle touches a fan, and I'm thinking, why did he do that? And that's because the fan did this.
Yeah, all right, you're on live TV here now. What led up to the fist bump?
So, I told Nick when he got up there that he should imagine that Rob Manfred's face was on the baseball. And the next pitch, he lit it up over the fence, baby.
That is why you subscribe to the channel, because MLB Network is not going to show you that. In fact, the Reds actually posted this image to their Twitter account and it got deleted. So I'm thinking that Major League Baseball reached out to them and said that, hey, you're clowning on the commissioner of our game. You can't do that. So we are not biased here. We don't have to really placate to anyone. We can show the fun stuff, and that is why you hit the subscribe button. And the final 2 games from yesterday, Eduardo Escobar, good Lord. Eduardo Escobar with a 2 RBI single. Dalton Varsho drives in a run, and then Eduardo Escobar hits his first home run of the game to Mars. He then follows that up with a web gem in the 6th inning. David Peralta, I have to think that he has FOMO. He has a fear of missing out, so he hits a home run, and then Eduardo Escobar with his 2nd home run of the game gives him 7 RBIs on the day. What an absolute beast to start 2021. Speaking of beast, Mitch Haniger is now tied for the Major League lead in home runs. Yesterday, he hit home run number 12 as Dylan Moore leaves the yard as well. Former Cleveland baseball member Justice Sheffield, who was traded to the Yankees in the Clint Frazier trade in return for Andrew Miller, and then the Yankees sent him to the Mariners. And then Donovan Walton, I didn't even know he existed, but shout out to Mr. Walton, a 2 RBI triple, and I'm just really happy for Mitch Haniger after missing the majority of 2019 and all of 2020. Pretty much, he has been a monster, maybe the best power hitter in baseball at the moment. Now, I don't know if I necessarily believe that, but he is on a comeback tour, and I cannot be happier for the city of Seattle. The fact that Kelenic showed some promise. You have Taylor Trammell still raking in AAA. I know he wasn't the best when he was actually called up, but he still had some interesting moments, and I just really think the future of Seattle is bright. And also, Julio Rodriguez has been a monster in the minors. But that does it for today's video. Thank you all so much for watching. If you did enjoy, do not forget to hit that subscribe button, leave a like on the video, and also follow me on my Twitch at Fuzzy from YT. And do not forget to use code Fuzzy on SeatGeek to save 20 bucks off your entire purchase. Stay safe out there and enjoy this day in MLB history. Peace.
17! There it is. 18 strikeouts for Ben Sheets. And Estrada heads back to the dugout.